Let's take a look at news. We've got Lonmin, which is powering ahead today. It closed up almost 8% on the day, and that's on the back of news that Xstarta could be eyeing out Lonmin again.
Yeah, correct. I mean, obviously, looks like the merger talks with Anglos is falling through. So, one can say a bit of a surprise that they, still pursuing to another takeover target, and Lonmin is right on the cards for them, I guess.
Assistant company wanting to expand.
Exactly, yeah.
Implats also rallying today. Well, rallying relatively. It's up about 2.7% on the day. There's news that the strike could end on Monday. Has this just really been driving the price this week?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we spoke last week about the earnings, you saw how bad production was down already before the strike even started. So the fact that the strike is just ongoing and causing a huge loss in production, definitely causing a massive slide in the share price. We've seen a nice little bounce from a decent technical level, about 175 to 177. So definitely, the fundamental reason with the fact that wage negotiations could be coming to an end and some technical buying helping the share price over the last 2 days.
Now, Implats versus Angloplats, what's your take on this?
Well, I listened to your previous guests a little while earlier and from R&B, and I agree with what they have to say that with Implats having a bit of a catch up with Implats. You could have a nice spread trade there whereby you could sell Implats, buy Implats. My preferred stock would definitely be Implats as well. As soon as they can sort out their wage negotiations, I think there is definitely a lot of room for improvement in the share price for a nice move to about 200 Rand, 210 Rand or so.
Now, some of the other top gainers this week have been the gold stocks. We've got JP Morgan Chase now coming out this week. There's nothing to do with the gold price, but they've been rallying on the back of that, indicating they're overweight Anglo Gold Ashanti, they're overweight Goldfields, but they're now underweight Harmony and DRD. Well, are you along this? Do you follow the same lines?
Well, we've been bullish on Anglo Golds for the last 2-3 weeks or so. My preferred stock would have been Anglo Gold, so yes, I have to agree on that. But any of the gold, big three at the moment, are decent buys on a decent pullback at the moment. So agree to a certain extent, but I can't fault anyone for wanting to pick up some harmonies at lower levels.
Now, Competition Commission has been extremely active this week. They've been looking at construction sector as well as steel makers, and we've had indications that they're talking about some collusive behaviour in the construction sector. Murray and Roberts really took a knock from that. Now, with news out like this and with indications that there could be a fine further down the line, would you be kind of shorting construction stocks? Would this be a concern for an investor holding the likes of Murray?
I can imagine that investors would be quite nervous, as you could have seen by the share price action as soon as the news came out. Over the week, we're down about close to 5% on Murray and Roberts. So I think short-term shorting opportunity has maybe been missed. There's always that initial knee-jerk reaction. Now we'll kind of have to wait on the sidelines and see for further details on this competition commission investigation and whatnot. ArcelorMittal also coming under huge pressure with this behaviour, what's been going on. So, yeah, I'd maybe wait to see if we get a little bounce. Bad news comes out, I would definitely maybe a sell of Murray and Roberts, yeah.
Of the construction stocks, though, we've got Murray and Roberts, Avenge, Group 5, WBHO. Do you have any particular favourites?
Before the news came out, Murray and Roberts was a preferred stock, but we've had decent rallies over the last 2-3 weeks in most of the big construction stocks, reporting decent earnings. So at the moment, we are sitting on the sidelines with regards to those stocks.
Let's just talk the general market. We had the markets trading down earlier in the week. Now, the local market just managing to end higher. Do you think this is the consolidation phase we've all been talking about? And how would you be playing the market given the kind of sideways trading?
Definitely. You can see it's a big consolidative move that we're having at the moment. From a technical perspective, looking at the Aussie 40 futures, 22,000 does seem to be offering some decent support for now. If that had to break, I think we'd see a move to another support level of 21,350 in that region. So I'd be very cautious putting on any major positions now. If this manages to hold this level, we might get a nice little bounce up to 23,000 in the short term.
And that's on the futures?
Correct, on the futures. So I think trade lightly for now. But when the longer this move takes place for, I think the bigger the breakout will be.
Which stocks would you be putting your money into, though?
Financials, as we spoke last week, we liked shorting them from those resistance levels that we spoke about. That came off quite nicely. I still think that there is potential for further downside in the likes of Standard Bank, ABSA, to slightly lower levels, and then you could be buying them. But you have to bear that in mind with the Aussie, the general market. If support holds, then I'd definitely be buyers. What has surprised me, Investec has been outperforming, or at least today and yesterday, outperformed other big four banks. So might be a decent shorting opportunity there from about 58 Rand. Some of the resources stocks don't look too bad from a support point of view. BHP Billiton looks to be quite a decent buy. MTN, on the other hand, also looks quite good in the telecommunications sector. I don't think it's a bad opportunity to get in from about 123, even up to 125. It's been a nice range from those levels to about 132.
Right, MTN coming off today, down 1.7% at 124 Rand 50. So you're saying get in at around 123 Rand.
These levels are not a problem at the moment. I don't think if you're looking to buy the stock. A decent stop loss at about 120. It is quite tight, but I don't see too much damage being done unless this whole deal falls through, because we've seen out in the week that the government fully backs the whole deal now. So only slight fly in the ointment there is that they have delayed the talks twice now, but I don't think it's of major concern yet. So,
and also the South African National Treasury indicating they're processing an application from MTN with regards to exchange control. So there's a further indication that the deal is highly likely to go ahead if they're really looking at applications like that. Correct.
I mean, all the positive signs are out there for this deal to go through, but I don't want to speculate and put my foot out there and say it's definitely going to go through, but it's definitely looking good now.